Hello again, friends. This is Dan, once again, along with Coco the Wonder Dog back there. I've got a topic that I wanted to talk about from the Old Testament, and this one comes from the book of Judges, um, and I called it No Amount of Aspirin Will Fix This Headache. Um, Now, before Israel had kings, they had judges that God would raise up and help them during a time of crisis. Now, the cycle seemed to be they'd have a period of peace, then they fall into complacency, then sin, and then afterward God would raise up a nation to harass and even conquer them. Then they would cry out for God to deliver them, and God would send them a judge that would lead the people to victory and back to the Lord, and then the cycle would start all over again. Now, during the time of Judges between the book of Exodus and the anointing of the first king, which was King Saul, a woman arose named Deborah, and she was a prophetess who judged in Israel during this time. She sought out a guy named Barak to help lead the Israelites against King Jabin of Canaan and his commander, which was Sisera. And you can read about it in Judges 4. The Israelites defeated Sisera's army and wiped him out. But during that battle, Sisera escaped and he fled and came upon the tent of a person named Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite. During this time, there had been peace between King Jabin and the house of Heber the Kenite. But that would soon change. Jael invited Sisera in and offered to hide him from the approaching army. She gave him some milk and covered him with a blanket. Sisera wanted her to stand at the door of the tent and to protect him from capture. He wanted her to lie that she hadn't seen him. Well, she led him to believe that she would do so, but after he fell asleep, which is probably due to exhaustion and maybe the warm milk, she got a hammer and a tent peg and drove her point home into Sisera's temple all the way down to the ground. Now that would be a headache no amount of aspirin would fix. She then told Barak what she'd done and showed him the body. And God promised Abraham and his seed that he would bless those that bless them and curse them that curse Abraham's seed. Now, when Israel was in obedience to the Lord, the judgments were swift, such as in this case. They happened pretty much right away. But when Israel was in rebellion, like when they were right before the Babylonian captivity, the judgment on the enemy, which is in this case Babylon, was delayed and came much later, but it did come. Links I've got below, and may God richly bless you.